remember you. It's very good, very good. Om. Namaste, welcome everyone to Satsang today. Welcome also to the many friends who are joining us from different parts of the world today through the broadcasting internet, and big welcome to everybody. I see many people must have been traveling now Christmas time, going back to their home place. And so we're going to use this home metaphor. Maybe we are just going to go home to our home place. So that's a very special Christmas. If we can go back to the home place, the real home place. Very good. Okay. Do we have room for some people to come inside from outside? If they want to come, you can come. And very good. Okay. We're here. Who has got something to share? Okay, please come and... You're okay on the floor? You're good? You would prefer to sit up, or you're okay? Little stool is there for her. Okay.
Hello, Mooji.
Hello.
I love you so much, Mooji.
Yeah?
Yeah, I
I love you too.
And I have a problem.
Where have we heard that before?
I don't know if it's a problem, but it's about loving you a lot. Because sometimes I can't say it interferes, but it makes my... I love your voice, I love your expression, I love your hands, I love your hair, and I'm... So where am I in all that? That's sort of my...
Is there any cause for complaint and suffering there? I don't know.
Yeah, because I want to please you, it seems, like this. And that's sort of, I'm very unclear about that, because I don't know how to put it, really. I've found myself sometimes giving lip service to you.
What does it mean?
It means that I want to please you, and I'm not sort of...
It's not genuine.
No, like that.
It's not genuine?
Yeah, I do. I mean...
Make up your mind.
How can I say?
You want to displease me?
No, not at all.
No,
I want to do the best I can. And it's sometimes it doesn't seem to be enough, or it seems to be getting in the way to find out of who I am on
Yeah.
the bottom.
I know what you're driving at. I'm just making fun a little bit.
Okay.
I think what I'm sensing is that you feel a love for me. I feel it is natural. Also, for me, it is also natural to love you, especially when I don't really have any expectations of you. I do have some expectations, though. I expect you to get what I'm pointing to. Okay? But I don't demand it. Because of course you've come here, we've spent a certain amount of time together. I did not entice you to come here. I did not trick anybody to come here. Your own spirit, your own being brought you here. No? And I've read many letters of people who come, also especially to Monte Sahaja. They write and they ask, and they say something about themselves and why they feel it would be good for them to come here. And myself, I'm reading the letters, and you'll probably hear some of them also. In some cases, I hear not just people wanting to satisfy or to fix some domestic problem, but sometimes giving a sense that there's a deep urge to be free from the psychological harassment of the mind and ego. And I have a feeling for that. I have a compassion for that. And so I often say, yes, sometimes too quickly. I say, yes, come. You know, I don't want you to suffer like that. You see? And then the people come, and then I find that sometimes I'm saying, I read a letter again. You wrote this letter? Because the one I wrote this letter, I'm not seeing. Like that, you see? So what has happened? Huh? Okay? But you say that you've come and you feel love. This is natural, isn't it? Because you've come here, I've not lied to you. Everything that we've shared is in service to your own liberation. I've not criticized you, encouraged you along the way, point out the things maybe better to avoid that thing. You've checked it for yourself, you've found it is good advice. So of course we're going to fall in love, isn't it? If somebody is so much on your side, that they want only what is good for you. And even not only what is good, what is ultimately good for you. They want you to not only end the usual suffering, but to end suffering for all time. Where will you go now to find this? Really tell me, I would like to know. Where would you go anywhere in the world that can promise? I don't know if I even like the word promise. I don't like to promise anything. The fact and the truth is clear enough to not just pass you promises, isn't it? But where would you go that would say something like that, to claim something so much, that it is possible for a human being to win everlasting life or something? We have other ways of saying that. Maybe I put it like that because of my own Christian background. I speak like that. But to discover your own timeless existence. And it's not speculating. I'm not merely asking people to believe. I say, I'm ready, if you are, to prove it. People say, oh, how can you prove something like that? So satsang is for that. To see if you can prove, not intellectually only, not theoretically, but as a direct, intuitive conviction. In the same way that if you fall in love and everyone else question it, I don't think this is love, I don't think this is the right person for you, but they cannot argue you out of your love. This is a conviction, it's not something that you developed. Can you have such a powerful conviction or experience which is unfading? meaning it's not the usual experience. The usual experience has a beginning, has some duration, and closes up at some point. It ends and makes room for other experiences to come. So I'm not merely pointing to an experience, which is something that you taste, and then only you can retain it through memory. I'm not asking for memory even about it. So if you have been present with me and listening, and not only listening, but really internalizing your attention and scanning to see if it resonates with you, with your own heart, then this is surely a recipe for love, isn't it? You're going to feel love. And this love is not merely a kind of romantic love. It's not a sexual love. It's a love that is from all beings are falling in this love. Men and women. I'm in love with many men and women and children and all types of people. Even the crazy ones, even the ones who are somehow sometimes seemingly possessed by something. I still know that they are not that. So this love doesn't ask for justification. It doesn't ask for some resume or some proof that you are worthy of loving. It is very straightforward. So you're not to feel guilty or inhibited for feeling love in this type of connection, you know. I don't feel guilty for loving you. It's not so personal, you know, in the sense, you know. It can carry its own personal fragrance if we like, no harm in that, but it's not about that. So I feel if you feel love in this context, I don't think you have anything to worry about. And yet, we have been, sometimes people say in satsang, you know, I'm really sort of like, I'm weary because I don't want to become attached to you. Okay, all right, well, I'm not begging for it. But all your life you've been attached to so many things that fail you. And you never grumble about it deeply. And the one thing, now you're attached to freedom. And I don't want to be attached to you. You see, so it's a strangeness that comes from the mind. You don't have anything to worry about. Why would you have anything to worry about?
Perhaps it's all the personal stuff that comes up that I...
Listen, it is true. If you're in this type of environment, and especially you're in a space that is not demanding anything from you, not expecting, not, you know what is going to happen? Even if you meet some being for the first time, and it has happened also, you meet someone for the first time, and they open up to you big time. Like they cannot open up even to their best friend. Why they would do that? Because something has somehow struck them deep enough and has instilled inside them a sense and a confidence, a deep trust that, you know, it is okay, even not even going through the mind. They find they are, even in the presence of someone, not even speaking with them. Sometimes people burst out into tears and just start to, you know, free themselves up of a lot of old trapped energies start to come to the surface. It's a very natural thing. So I don't mind that these things come, but just that we don't celebrate them. Don't spend too much time, you know, going on and on and on and developing too much emotional stuff around that. But it will come. It will come. Sometimes people come to a place like this and they think you're only going to come and feel peace and shanti and sit like a yogi all day or something, and they come here and the first they're vomiting. And I said, lucky you. It's good that something is getting cleared so quickly. So still you have not said anything to concern me.
I'm leaving tomorrow morning, and that makes me feel a bit guilty that I want to stay here. There's some work I have to finish. There's a lot of stuff that I have to do, and then I find it more important to go and do something else. I mean, that's a conflict in me. It is. But I have to do it.
It's okay with me too. Because these concerns are mostly outwardly, bodily concern. In truth, if you've really been here, you've heard me say, not just casually, not just once in a while, but repetitively, that your real connection is inwardly. And there are people who I don't get to see them more than once a year, and sometimes just for a few hours even. And yet, when I see them, I'm so struck by how much they have been vanishing personally, and just being replaced by that beautiful inner light. Some of you here know some of these people. I don't spend more than, we just spend a little bit, few hours, few days. Sometimes even as I'm talking now, I'm remembering one man, when we're in India, he has only like 3 days holiday, or 4 days holiday, and 2 of those days he's traveling. And then he comes to India and he has 1 full day and a half with me. He comes. That's all he can do. And then he's gone. And he doesn't even speak English very well. He's trying furiously to try, but something, what is that? Isn't it? And you are here so much. Just you make use of the time. And whatever achievements we have, if they are merely flesh and blood and person achievements, they will not last long. We have to grasp that by now, that on the layer of our materiality, of our physicality, that's the most transient level of our expression. Then you move inwardly to the level of beingness. It's very different immediately in this environment. There's more space. You more find yourself softly observing the play of life, but not so much as an involved participant. Still activities are manifesting in your body, but more inwardly you feel a sense of calm, and you see things with more distance, with more detachment and so on. Then ultimately you move beyond those. Even the state of being you can move beyond. It can still be there. You're still there in its own play, but you somehow have gone beyond the dependence or identifying with only the state of being, the sense I am. And this is satsang is not taking you up to a certain point and leaving you. I'm not redirecting you to somewhere else. Right here, you can complete your seeking. So when you say like that, oh, I'm leaving tomorrow, it means nothing really. If you have grasped, what we are speaking, it will make little difference. It will make a little difference. I was in India, sitting at the feet of my own master. And somehow some impulse came to leave. And I left. I came back to UK. And 1 month later, the master left the body. I was in London, and one friend, he called and said, I have some very strong news for you. Yes, what is it? Papaji is gone. Ah, okay. But there was no sadness. No, I cannot say I did or didn't do anything, but there was not that sadness. Those words were not so strong for me, because I'd met my master inside, in the undying place. So for some reason it was not, it could have also just happened that I bust out in tears and wouldn't go see anybody for a few weeks. It could have happened. I'm sure maybe there are people for whom that is the case. But it did not happen here. And I never questioned it. Why did I not stay? I could have stayed to the last day. No, none of these things came. I have nothing to boast about. I'm just saying that the opportunity is to meet internally. Your inner connection is more important than the outer connection. Because if your connection with other beings, your family, your partner, your parents, your children, is only bodily, I feel that we are missing out. And what the beingness is. What is the beingness? What is a person? Who are we? Who are we? Are we merely just the body? Or what you may call the mind? Or more than this? So let's begin and let's find out as much as you can today. Because if these answers exist anywhere in the universe, they are right here also. I am not going to send you to a library or to some museum or to a synagogue or something. I think right here is enough. And you have time still leaving tomorrow.
I'll take it with me. So.
Rather than take it with you, merge with it today, if these words have any meaning for anybody in this room. Because I don't want to take, I might forget. I'm forgetting all kinds of things. And when you come to satsang time, many times people are forgetting more than remembering. People have come to satsang in London, in a hall, and leave without their shoes. I say, my God, this is winter. So I want to know what state of mind, what has happened. And people are leaving, and sometimes people forgetting their date of birth and stuff. Now, some people may be deeply concerned about such things. But for me, they're indicating something very profound. Largely, we use memory to support our egoic identity. But as one's recognition moves more in the heart, and you are discovering yourself as the beingness doesn't depend upon history and memory in that way, because it doesn't have to support yesterday. The person is all about yesterday. The self is not about yesterday, or tomorrow, or even today.
So then I can be a bit more happy about my very bad memory, perhaps.
Now you're remembering your bad memory.
Yeah, I am.
What about if there was no tomorrow?
Great for me.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Really? Because don't say things that just seems that we are, we say, oh yeah, it's really good. Suppose really you could not leave this room. So whoever your dear ones are, you're not going to see them in the bodily form. Because these such things can happen, isn't it? It has happened to many people. They were separated at some border and they never saw their family again 30, 40, 50 years, or never ever. Supposing this was not the case. Suppose it was like this for you, that there was no tomorrow. The sun is going down, you'll never see it again. Not in this body. What is your inner state? What are you How are you sitting inside yourself with this? Some people, they can do it, they can really use that as a powerful contemplation. And others, it will just be a kind of a gimmick or something, a bit of a novelty. And others just can't imagine that. They just can't imagine. Of course there's somewhere, what is he talking about? You see. Because much of our energy is given over to projections that don't belong to you. Nobody tell you, listen, you're going to see Wednesday. Who told you this? We don't know. I'm not saying that anybody need to panic about that, but I'm just pointing out that there's a lot of projections about life that are just fantasy, and we amuse ourselves with it and become sometimes deeply attached to our projections, but they have no reality about them necessarily. I'm only saying this to somehow trigger in you an immediacy, because sometimes we get very lazy in your life for what is real, and we have a lot of energy for what is unreal. So therefore, we pay very little attention to what is true. What is the state of your existence if there was no next? Trust a little bit. Invite this question for yourself. Don't wait for the next question. What if there was no next? Then there's only this, whatever this will be. What is this? There's only this. What is this? Is it a state of mind? Is it your confusion? Your, oh my God, is that what this is? Would you not be aware of that also, just as another fleeting, another passing sensation or thought or emotion or feeling or fear? Everything is passing. And everything, the past, in fact, is past. That's why it's called past. It's past. Still, we are clinging to the memory of past. It's past. Huh? And whatever is arising now is passing also. Like cloud, you look at the cloud. Can you see a beautiful cloud and just say, just wait there, just go and have a cup of tea and come back? It will not be there. Everything is passing. There's nothing to be afraid of in it. It's cool reality. We have the ability through memory to project and to imagine that we can hold on to things and prevent them from passing. Then you only end up with the memory of them. And can memory, however sweet, replace life as it actually is? And what is life as it actually is? What is there in any of this that is actual, factual? You are the witness of the comings and goings of thoughts and feelings, of the sense of time and change. What precisely are you who witness all these things? Are you also passing? You have looked through your photo albums. When I was 16, that's when I was 18, my first girlfriend. Oh yeah, and this after this. You can look through all these. Are they you? Are they the one looking? Something of this moment will also be memory in another moment, perhaps. But what is it that's here that is not ever memory? What is it that's here that will not be in your album? that cannot be photographed, that does not grow old, that is beyond change. Like space. Space does not grow old. It does not have bad days. It does not know Sunday and Monday. This is another category altogether. So space is often used as a beautiful metaphor, you see, for that, in which even space is perceived. Where is that? And who are you in relation to that, if there's such a thing? And what is the point of these questions from me? Just to shake you a little bit out of sleep. To show that in you which never sleeps and is never tired and never grows old and is never sick and never comes to an end and is without beginning. Do you need imagination to understand me? Am I on my own here? Last time I sat with you, I said actually there are no dialogues in the whole universe. It's all a monologue. There's only the one conversing with the one about oneness. Or dreaming two-ness and many-ness. I make an indication, some people feeling hot. Are you feeling hot? Maybe we open the window a little bit, the door a little bit. Or you come near the door or something. You are good? Ego gets a bit stuffy also.
Thank you, Mooji.
Don't go just yet for a moment. What if we never saw each other again?
There's something in here that's I've recognized that hasn't changed since I was a little child, because I remember it, or it's the same feeling, same experience, and it's sort of got clouded, or there's got a lot of on top, and that coming off, bits and pieces are coming off, and they've been doing that since I met you. So that part of me is the same as you, I guess. I don't know what it is, but it's I can't explain
it. It's not a part. It's not a part, and it's not a part. It's not apart from. And it's not a part of. Only thoughts make it feel like that. And the belief in our projections, our mind's play, brings in this duality. It is my feeling that we don't have to all get this in the same one lifetime. We don't. Something is just continuous. You don't have to. There's no pressure. There's some for whom it has to be this life. It just has to be. Maybe they're just so exhausted by the mind, the drum of the mind, that they find their way. Even if they were living in an igloo somewhere, they would come to they'd find satsang, because they have to be free. You see? And there are others who will somehow learn and grow and benefit and feel, yes, my life has come on a lot through satsang. I've become much more happy, and now you're like this. And others for whom it will not have any appeal, and all is fine, in fact. But I don't feel I've ever met any being who, if they have actually discovered this, have ever regretted it. Or ever felt, wow, I really miss my old life. I have not met, I may yet to meet, but as yet I have not met anyone in whom this insight has awakened in them profoundly. I'm not talking about a glimpse, because a glimpse is not it. And so powerful is that seeing that it has really washed their minds free. Free from the hypnosis of psychological projections and identity. I have not met anyone who, having somehow, whose life has been so transformed, who have said, oh, I wish this had not happened. So it leaves here the conviction that it is what each one, consciously or unconsciously, are searching for. But so many things take your attention to somewhere else. And while we have the taste or the attraction for what is impermanent, to that extent, our discovery will be delayed. Simple. I cannot say the discovery of the true is not for everybody. I just cannot say this thing. It's not for everyone at the same time. Like not all the fruits on one tree come to ripen at the same time. This I can understand. And particularly in this, let's use the word path for now, which is direct. We're not going on some journey of, okay, we go here, and then today we're going to experiment with this, and then tomorrow we're going to sort of try and see if we can live upside down for a whole day. I'm not not this, where your mind can find many places to play and to project. But what is direct, what will not let you off the hook because you say, don't be sparing with me. I've come for this, and my mind is a bit wriggly. So please, help me to secure my freedom. So something responds to that, if it's felt in the heart. So,
Mooji, when I work, and more I experience it, when I work, I draw, or do something, doing something, I feel a tremendous freedom and a tremendous sort of a flow that I can't avoid doing the next thing, sort of. It's sort of as if it's planned on forehand. So I just have to, just as you talked about the other day with the carving of the fish, I have to just remove what's not true, something.
Sometimes this happens
this flow, I
because
feel
your
more and
work
more.
has somehow induced a kind of meditative state in you. Sometimes it is like that. If you love your work, then when you are engaged with it, you forget everything else. And that is a kind of meditation. And so somehow you feel very united in your being, very happy, very centralized, and empty actually. And perhaps that's the fragrance itself of what is real. Maybe it's not the particular work. The particular work is just somehow the dance of this body through that. But what is derived through the work, which is a singularity of being, of focus, and that is a state that is very much in the heart, really. But that itself has nothing to do with any particular work. It can express through anything. You could be cleaning toilets. And I'm not talking about the smell now. And you are free. Something has just vanished. It's not some jobs are more nearer to the truth than others. It's not the job. It's your own inwardness that can turn any activity into a kind of meditation or to facilitate your seeing. And I would really hesitate to bring in any association with any activity as a door to yourself. Because at some point, then you're going to have to throw the door away. You see, use it, but don't keep it. Use the book of the scriptures to find the bookless scripture. This is why I say sometime, don't make tattoos of any teaching. Make use of them to find what they point to recognize what they point to. We're still just warming up at the moment, I feel, I don't need any time to warm up. I'm not here to warm up. Okay.
Thank you, Mooji. Thank you.
Good. Please come. Thank you.
Hello, Mooji.
Hi, darling.
I come here because I've been listening to you for a while now, and life became a bit busy in my country. And I've been there was some satsangs ago. There was a questions, and you said that I advise you maybe to drop your studies because it brings you up in the mind.
Yes.
And I find myself, I'm studying. And after Tiruvannamalai, I had a wonderful silence.
Yes.
But 1.5 year with study, I feel the mind is very in front. Like the silence is more behind, or and I know I have to do something. Like I have to drop.
Do you love this study?
In a way, because I always I'm studying to be a nurse, and I always like to work with people. I'm quite old, but I still. I'm not sure.
There's not really. It's not necessarily so that in studying would divert your attention away from the self. It's not a truth.
No.
It is not a truth. You may say in your case it seems like something interferes or something, but it's not a truth, meaning that there are people who can study in even more intense ways than you, if somehow the beingness is playing through that activity without losing any sense of themselves.
Yes.
And
it's I think it's the tempo, because you have to like there is nobody with good time almost in Norway. it's the rush for everything. It's the all the things you have to do.
yes.
And
what for?
Just to hang on to the studies or to do the daily
Yes.
things. And I've listened to Eckhart Tolle as well, and he said like, well, I try to move slowly. It's like in Tiruvannamalai there was a rickshaw driver that told you that I think I got it because everybody is walking slowly, they're moving slowly, everything is slow. And then they are there. And it's easy to be with the awareness.
In some cases, some people find it more like that. But I'm pointing to something which no condition is blocking it. Wouldn't it be great to discover something that doesn't depend on any condition? Hello? Would it not be great if you can discover something which does not depend on any condition at all? That you have to be, you have to be like this. You have to study. You have to meditate every day. You have to pray more hard. You have to, go on a very long pilgrimage. You have to give up all your life. You have to leave your family. You have to. Would it not be great to find something which does not depend upon any condition? That it is just there. Yeah? And we are not going to make it because it is just here. It can only be discovered. It can only be recognized. It cannot be created. Because if it were created, then maybe something may happen to it and it will change and becomes a bad creation or something. So this is my good news. I did not make this news. I only discover this is the good news in the human kingdom. That there is that within us that is already pure. I am not flattering anyone. I'm not giving you a compliment. I'm pointing. Now you must say, I have to find it today. I said, yeah, why not? Let's see what is in the way of that. And sometimes as you begin to look in this way, some resistance comes. Why should resistance come? You're discovering that is going to take you, or something is going to take you from death to life. Resistance come. And we cling to the resistance. Isn't it strange? You say, maybe it is just some kind of trick or something.
Yes. It's just that I'm feeling in a way that my time is out as a body.
You are still have enough time. You're here.
Yeah. And nearly on the way here, I had a truck coming towards me, straight to the car.
Yeah.
He was on the wrong side.
Yeah.
And I nearly...
You better find out quickly.
Yes. And it's always like bodily signs, that says time out in a way.
The body cannot threaten you. What do you want?
I know that when I sit as long as possible, like with satsang, I'm there.
That's a condition.
I'm there. I'm there.
Yeah.
I'm awareness.
Yeah.
The hypnosis goes away.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But lately,
No, that's a condition. I want to put something.
okay.
That's a condition. It means when I sit quietly for a long time, then I get to awareness. You see, it sounds okay. But while you're sitting, where's awareness? While you're sitting for a long time, where's awareness? Just kind of like preparing to come. Isn't your very sitting also perceived in the awareness itself?
Yes.
Maybe what you're calling awareness is a particularly special feeling for you that feels like, a kind of stillness. And then you have to be careful because you set a long time for it. You see? And then you enjoy. And if somebody calls you and says, listen, darling, I can't talk to you right now. Because, like, I've reached. Let me just enjoy. You see? What is it that you don't have to sit for a long time or in a lotus? Maybe you have arthritis, you can't sit in a lotus, so you can't get it. But he says, no, but there's no condition. Good. Arthritis is okay for freedom also. I want to be clear about this because sometimes I feel that the mind creating some idea, an identity around freedom awareness, that it is a certain kind of way, and if you and I see people sort of behaving like it makes you more aware. I say it doesn't make you more aware. You are awareness itself.
Yes.
You see. But I'm not saying, oh, well, yeah, I'm just aware, it doesn't matter what I do. No, it's something, it's not so cheap. But it's not so difficult. It's neither difficult nor even easy. It's easier than easy. Because it is without effort, it is there. But I have to be careful how I speak about that. But you're making a mistake, you see. If you hold on to these conditions, maybe something is prone through our own conditioning to believe in conditions. That if you do this, then this. We're very much in a when and then. If and when, perhaps, maybe okay, possible. So lots of uptightness and like this. But there's something that is not in the bubble of those projections at all. And this is what I call awareness. You see. But I'm not getting through to you now. You got something holding on to some shape in your mind that maybe you are used to, but and you're trying to just get maybe a little more help to stay in your groove, and I want to throw you out of this groove.
Yes, I know.
You don't need to be safe. To be safe is very dangerous for you. To be safe is sucking your lifeblood from you. Sometimes too much want to be safe. Please, God, help me. asking, God, please give me a quiet, peaceful life. And God puts his finger down your throat. And after, thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah. We want freedom, but you want it on your own terms. Like the way your mind pictures it, this is how you want. And you have to let go of all of this. This idea of it. Present yourself. Come naked. Come empty. Come be willing to be naked, be empty of you. What to lose?
Control.
Yeah, but control you don't have, my dear. Control also you don't have. If you had it, you would not be afraid to lose it. You just have an idea that you have it. You don't have control. And you don't need too much. A bit of control. A bit of everything is okay. But obsessively, no. When the need to control is too much high on your list, it's not good. It means you're tight. Something is tight, you see. Like something can easily go wrong. And then then you have to start building all over again. This should throw everything away. I will tell you now. Also, throw everything. I'm never telling you anything about future. I don't talk about future. Everything is now. Don't put anything in the fridge. Everything is now. If you have the idea, just leave everything aside for the moment. Look, I'm here today. I don't know about liberation tomorrow. I'm here now. Don't be puny. Don't be weak, spineless. If you are controlling, protecting, what have you got to protect? Where's your jewels?
Don't have them.
You don't have. Then why are you trying to protect? There's the people who sometimes they don't have anything, they're trying to protect something.
Body feel like vomiting in a way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you can do it. We have buckets here. Lots of buckets of Monte Sahaja.
Yes.
I'm ready. I'm ready for you. I want to meet you in such a way that if we don't meet again, it's okay. What is in the way? Enough here now for a moment. We can close a bit. What is in the way?
I don't think there is anything in the way.
Okay. We must come. We must peak at some point. What is the peak in this context? To be willing to let everything be what they must be, not what you wish them to be. Even to come to a point in your life to say, okay, if it is now, if the Supreme, if the Lord calls you now, come with me. You will not say, where are we going? Could you hang on a minute? I have to finish my laundry. I have to make sure my insurance is in shape. Otherwise, your life is just a clutter. It's always on the verge of a clutter. Always something to tidy up, to pick up, to put into place, just for you to breathe. So I want to push you to the edge of yourself. So that you're again in the place that you never left. Except through dreaming.
Yes.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's difficult to put it into words, but I wanted to thank you. And it's been such a privilege to be here with you. And I'm very happy, and I felt my heart opened. And I really wanted to sit here and to be as close to you as possible. And even yesterday, I was denying it and afraid of, a bit like what both people said before, of like starting to need you, and personally, and all this guru thing that I thought I would never have that or wish for that, because I can be in that on my own or independently and all of that. And I guess a fear of really losing myself. Something you said the other day of the guru being like at the throne in your heart. And there was something in me afraid still, like, oh, I'll be giving all my life to someone else. And then
This guru is not someone else, actually.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you've heard of the term Satguru.
yeah.
It means yourself, your
Yeah.
own
Yeah.
inmost being. This is what the term is, guru, really.
Yeah, I realized that there was my fear of surrendering myself to myself and to life fully.
Yeah.
And that's what I want the most.
Yeah.
And I feel I'm ready, and I feel there's no more seeking.
But yourself and myself is not different. There's not other selves. the self is one. So I only say now because you say, well, I didn't want to surrender myself to another. But if I'm going to surrender myself to myself, do you have an idea of what your self is? For that self that you speak about, you have to be no self. It's not just a higher version of you, of what you know already. And not in that way, not in an outer way. So actually it has no self-portrait. It has no particular characteristics of such. These words will not sound appealing to the egoic mind. It cannot. Because it says, but what's the point? Where's the fragrance? I mean, what will I do then? I mean, I don't want to be nothing. It's like this. So something must have already touched you inside. And it's already emitting its fragrance inside. It's smelling its own fragrance somehow. And then something can relax and let go of time. That portion of yourself that is playing as time and change and person can relax into your infinite being. At the moment I don't have another way of saying it.
I feel that that I know it, and at the same time I still feel I feel this relaxing. You said,
Yes.
not all the time,
Mhm.
but I know it's there, but still I feel like I'm not fully relaxed.
Yes.
There's
Who are
more.
you speaking of when you say, "But I feel I am not fully relaxed"? What
Yeah.
what do you hold of you? When you say I, what is the substance of your I? I mean, what is it? Is it a unique kind of I? I'm going to ask this question. Anyone can join in this question inside your heart if you want. I feel I'm not quite there at the moment, and so on. Now, who is speaking this? Who is speaking like that?
I know that when I speak like this, I'm identified with my personal self,
Yes.
because otherwise I wouldn't even put this.
Yes. And I will not argue with that. I'm only asking, is that personal self not also phenomenal? Is it not something that also is perceived in some way or other? You're aware of yourself when you speak of yourself, or you have a sense of yourself, even if you don't have to write anything or say anything about yourself. There's awareness, there's a sense of presence which you may call yourself. And there's awareness of even this presence. Have I lost you, or is it okay?
I don't know. Like, what came was that sometimes I still feel that sometimes I can feel both together,
Yeah.
and sometimes I still feel they're separate. So like being in
Yeah.
awareness, and
Where are
now
you- where are
the
you watching
identity
from?
coming.
Where are you watching from? Sometimes I feel like I can feel both together. So I'm feeling both. I'm smelling jasmine and lavender. Sometimes I can feel both together. So if you can smell jasmine and lavender together, you cannot be either of them, isn't it? You're somewhere and they're both taste for you. So if you can feel both these, what you're speaking about together, who are you and who are you in that moment? What is your form? Who are you? What can you be? Don't go to memory now.
Yeah, I was going there.
Do we always have to go to the past for who you are? for the reference of you? Must you always go to some image of the past or some memory? Isn't memory also something that is independent of you? Can memory exist without you? Who read the memory? Who perceive the memory? For whom does memory function?
Kind of trying to grasp something so it knows how. It's stupid, but it's like so it knows how to be now, in a way, or how. Oh, it was. I know it's like this, or oh, I feel a space when that happened. So, tries to recall that to make it happen now, which is just a thought as well.
It is just a thought.
Yeah.
That within which even thoughts are perceived, feelings are perceived, emotion is perceived, a sense of time and change are perceived. All concepts are perceived, and they come and go. What watches their coming and going? You don't have to say with words. I'm just calling you to pay attention to that, to be one with that. And even the invitation to be one with that is also just a thought, because there is just that, isn't it?
I cannot really think much now. So.
Okay. It is better, actually. Maybe thinking is going. Let thinking go in now then. Let thinking go completely then. Something watches, even thinking is going. Something is there to watch, even thinking. Look, thinking is going. I can't think at the moment. So good. Okay, I won't pressure you anyway. Let it go then.
Because before, I think when I would go more with my mind with these questions, I'll say, okay, close my eyes, effort, and like, okay, who's there? Oh, okay, I can see this, and I'll go more and more and more. And sometimes I'll just think, oh, I'm just getting even more lost in my mind.
Yes.
So
let the mind get lost.
Let go. Yeah.
Let the mind get lost if it wants. Okay.
Okay.
If the mind is lost, are you lost?
No.
No. We have to know a little bit the difference between yourself and your mind. You can be without the mind, but the mind cannot be without you. So it's a wonderful thing if you can recognize that your mind is just exhausted now. It can't cope. My mind is just it just is feeling very heavy now. Okay, let the mind be heavy. Are you heavy? Don't tie yourself together with him. Yeah.
Because another thought now was like, oh, before sitting here, I thought I was there or here already. And now I'm thinking, oh no, I need to go beyond the space and the observer, and where I thought I was already there.
Yes.
So it's confusing me again. Or not confusing, but
you're noticing
more
how
work
tricky.
to do. Yes.
Well, if you pick up your mind's invitation, then you may feel there's a lot of work to do. Actually, it's amazing that when you are simply empty, nothing feels undone. Nothing feels missing. It's like, oh my God, my mind is empty. Everything is happening and I'm not catching up. No. If you're totally at peace, totally in harmony, totally nothing is wrong. It's just acclimatizing yourself to your own natural state. For a long time, something has not accepted your own natural state. We just felt like you had to be more busy, you have to be more attentive, you have to be responsible, you have to provide, you have to be interesting, you have to be this, you have to be that. So you are not being allowed to simply be. You have to be something, or be coming, but not being. This is why I say you're just adjusting to be that. But it's okay.
Yeah, because it feels then that's it. There's nothing to be done.
Yes. But then the mind might come and say, but there's nothing to be done. And then you feel like, oh my God, I lost something. I'm going to become the most boring person in the whole world. And then it starts up the machine again or something.
Yeah, or wanting to do something with this. Like, oh, now I found it. So now how can I engage with it and use it or put it out or all of these things?
You who?
Then now it's the person again. If I ask these questions, because it goes again, and it's not.
When you
it's
don't
not real.
just ask the question, but you watch the question, what happened?
It just happens.
Yeah.
Like it's there, but it goes.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is a simple understanding, getting used to recognizing the mechanism of your own mind and coming to see that, it's not a trouble, it's nothing at all. The mind doesn't trouble you, it's you feel troubled. If you say the mind troubled me, you have done most of its work for it. What is a much more heavy thought than that? My mind just gives me hell. My mind doesn't let me live. Your mind doesn't let you live. No, it doesn't let me live. Wow, poor sod. What to do with you? So this is a thought. This is some people believe these thoughts and believe them into existence. Give them tremendous importance and power also. And then you have to then try and find counter thoughts to heal the old thoughts.
Yes.
Okay.
I know that one.
So now everything is fine?
Yes. I just want to hug you.
Come.
I also leave tomorrow.
You're leaving tomorrow too? Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. I feel you want. Can you what?
A thought came.
Yeah, this one.
Which again, now I don't know if it was just trying to break this moment somehow. But it's like, because it was difficult for me to come close to you or to say thank you or to say I love you and to really open my heart.
Yeah.
And now I want to say it.
You can say it.
But I still feel it's difficult somehow, and I wonder why.
Well, you don't have to demonstrate it. You don't have to make a ceremony about it. If you feel that you have to, then maybe it's difficult, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you don't have to.
Somehow, I feel also if I say it, it doesn't carry all that I feel in this moment.
Okay.
Yeah. Because it's just so beautiful.
Yes.
And
But you know something?
yeah.
Your face shows that. Your presence radiates that. Our unspoken language. Thank you. Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to share something quickly. I've been having some difficulties in how I've been relating to Shivi. And I spoke to Radha about it, and she said something that just struck me. Like, she said, I understand you. Like, she listened to me and then said, I understand what you're saying, but you're about 10 steps out of yourself. And I don't know, it just struck inside, like, because I felt like I was looking at it from a satsang perspective. But it was not satsang, because I was 10 steps out. And she also said, I hope it's okay if I say it, that she's repenting for every movement that she makes outside of herself. And I want to say the same, because I really do want to apologize for every time I leave you for me. And sometimes I don't even notice, like today. So I just wanted to put that at your feet.
That's good. It is very good. And it is good also that you say something just when you say something. Because something you say, I don't know if I want to, like something was afraid to give myself to someone else. And but in this case, I don't feel it's someone else. For the first time, it's not else. It's not else. And this giving of the self and holding on to oneself, it's really a trap. We feel like somehow, I'm holding on to my, I don't want to, give my power away. So what power do you have? Really? What power do you have? Well, I have my autonomy. What autonomy do you have? Well, I've got my freedom. What freedom do you have? Well, I've got my life. What life do you have? What do you have? And what can you give to life? Are we doing any favor to life by giving? People here also, they say, they come and they say, Mooji, I want to give you all this horrible stuff I have in me. I mean, okay, it's Christmas is coming. I am happy to take, it's not like it's anything great. I just want to give you all my, just all this. Blah, Okay, it's okay, I just want to give you all my mind, all my decisions. Okay. And then when someone say, I just want to lay something down, I understand the meaning of this. I want to lay my own self-belief or self-image or the idea I have of who I am, which hasn't amounted to anything but nuisance. I want to lay that down. I want to drop it. This is a powerful thing, I feel, for a human being to do. And contrary to what we fear might happen, you are liberated. You are free of a great menace. We're free. Something gets... because you know what? The real you cannot be given away. It cannot be even received. It cannot be lost. It cannot even be found. It can only be recognized. that it is never left. What you are giving is only what you are not. You cannot give what you are. You cannot destroy what you are. So, in that language, when you say, I surrender at Master's feet, that is your privilege. And that is your good fortune to come to a sense in your life that you can reach such a high point that you can lay down your arms, that you can put away your fight. And you think that that's a great gift that somebody else wants. You are only being alleviated, freed from some wrong idea of self. But the very action of surrendering oneself, it may sound to the mind like, it's giving away your power, or what would you do like that? But contrary, it empowers you, again, to find what you only imagine you have lost, to reawaken to the truth inside your own self. And this is the paradox. That is the seeming challenge. But when you speak like that, it is something very beautiful, because I know where it comes from. Because I see that you have always be willing to challenge yourself now. Once you used to fight, to hold your ground, but I see that you're softening up.
I did fight a long time though.
I know, it's not that,
Oh, Shivi.
fight, just for 1 millimeter. Take on the whole world to make 1 millimeter, and then have to hold that millimeter, rather than just let go into the infinite. Fighting.
I feel the letting go. Then suddenly all this love is there.
Yes.
And that's the true fight. I feel like when Radha said this, and I felt like that's the point where the satsang is. This moment that I choose or don't choose to leave you, when I stay with you.
Yeah.
And that's the true fight, not out there.
Yeah.
And so I don't know, I just wanted to say that.
Very good.
And thank you.
Very good, thank you. Very good. I'm happy because she doesn't come and sit in front of people very easily. So sometimes I would challenge her. I'd say, okay, today you must make an announcement. And I'd watch her legs start to buckle. So to come is very good. Very good. Very good. Come. You sit there.
It was love that brought me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And now?
Same. Love. You said that wherever you are, in whatever circumstance
Yes.
you are in, right there is a door to the innermost being.
Yes.
And I accepted, somehow surrendered. And you saw me without eyes and heard and touched. Not like this.
Yes. Yes. I have been waiting for someone like you who heard what I say. Because I'm here and I want that the people challenge me. If they hear something and I'm asking you, not just believe. I don't ask just believe. If you have belief, this is already something powerful. But I don't ask to try and force belief. No, no. But to raise or to invite the questions that we ask here, because there are not many, to bring them to your heart and to see if they resonate inside you. Because the questions themselves will open up their own light within you. And you will see something that will bring great peace to you, that will expose what is not true. And not only expose it, but remove it also. And I say, I am not speaking from some hidden tower somewhere. I'm right here because I want you to come back and say, yes, I heard this and I looked and I found it to be so. Or I looked and I did not find it to be so. I said, okay, well, let's look together or something. So when someone says this, it is very powerful because the mind is inclined to feel maybe this is just something poetic, he didn't really mean it like that. And I said, no, 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 it is very, very practical.
I'm so grateful for everybody. Everybody.
Yes.
And this broadcasting, these live retreats.
Yes.
And for people who have not the possibility to come here,
Yes.
we are here.
Yes.
We are here.
Yes. 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 It is good because, there was a time when, in the early days of having satsang, very often I would meet the new groups. I would always have to start from the very basic, and it's fine also. But through the use of YouTubes and so on, I was meeting many beings who we never met physically, but when we met, we could already be inside already. I was not at the door calling them, do you want to come inside? No, we already met inside. And then so we could just finish, Very good.
I'm so happy to see you.
Yes, very good.
And also very grateful for all the advice I have received
Yes.
and the guidance. And I don't have any questions. But I felt that you see better than me, so you might see something which helps me.
I see only the self. That's my trouble.
Yeah.
And I remember once we were in Manhattan, we had satsangs there, and I remember coming out of one hall, and as I was coming out, and we were hugging, and people come and we're embracing and enjoying like this. And as I was coming out the door, one boy was standing by the door, and he was like this. He was a bit like this, like this. So I felt led to him, and I embraced him. But his body was as stiff as wood. He was like this. But I didn't feel to give up. I was there, massaging this oak tree. And then he said like that, he said, "Can you feel my resistance, Mooji?" His mouth actually moved. "Can you feel my resistance, Mooji?" And I said, I used to find myself giving attention to such things, but now I only see the self. I only feel the self. And then I feel him become very soft. I said, "Look at that." He's very, very cuddly. After he's relaxed, something relaxed inside. I said, "Look at that." Like the mind didn't stand a chance. It was trying to hold on to being this very different person who was kind of like not very spiritual and all of this. I said, just like this, holding. Then I think his soul just wanted to hear, even this is okay. This is okay. You don't even have to hug me back. I don't really care. You see, the self can be any way it wants to be. And somehow, at it. So you say, if I see something, then if my mouth speak out something like that, because I don't by myself just see it. I feel, again, I'm in the company of my own self. In the play of otherness, and that's nice too. And sometimes we forget, And but at a certain point, it's very difficult to forget. Even if you're angry, even if you're arguing, you know that. Even at a certain point, you're arguing. What are you talking about? But inside, it's like come on, what's all this about? It's impossible to retain this anger. It becomes just difficult to do it because it's not. You see. So it's people, they have to themselves convince me. You convince me that you are you, or different, and then we look at it together. See. Different of course, something is different, and what's different becomes for me beautiful. It's just a contrast, and dance, and play, and variety. But inside, and I wouldn't say inside even, I don't even want to say inside, like inside, outside, in the skin, everywhere, is the self. You see. Of course, in our day-to-day life, something is playing this game, of this and thatness, you and me-ness, high and low, strong and weak, and right and wrong, and good and bad, and heaven and earth, and life and death, and all of this thing, and it plays it, and somehow a learning and a maturing happens through this, and pain and suffering and joy and release and healing and hurting and all this thing seems to play. But you are noticing this less and less and less. It has less significance for you. It won't stay. It's a bit like, I say, writing on water. It won't stay. You cannot read it. I cannot show it to you and say, read this. It's gone. Finish. Fresh like that. That which you are is fresh like that. That which we appear to be sometimes can vary in its fragrance and its play. All this waking state, when you wake up in the morning, it's as you wake up, it's there, and show starts. And all of it, who is behind it? All of it, the play and the content, all of it is the play of the waking state consciousness, including the sense of the you and me, and the colors and the shapes, and the different religions and different point of views, and war and peace and politics, and Mrs. Thatcher and the Queen and all of these people. It's all the waking state play. And there's a point, a time when it is grasped in such a beautiful, sort of profound way that it's inside the state itself produces it, including the sense of myself speaking with you and so on, and watched also at the same time. All this is watched, not watched like this, but somehow it is immediately, simultaneously seen inside the consciousness which is not doing anything at all. Where is that consciousness? Somewhere else? Apart? No, it's not. It's apart, but it's not somewhere else. It's right here. But it cannot be shown. This is the showing of it. You are the invisible within the play of the visible. I am this also, and at the same time the weakness of this. This is my time body and my time play, but I am timeless. We are timelessness. And this play is just somehow playing to recognize our timelessness. When it is recognized, somehow the game changes, or you can say it stops. I don't know what the word is. But the joy does not stop. The love does not stop. And it is not such a bad thing to feel I know nothing at all, because that is the most pleasant thing in the world. I don't know anything at all. I have no saved up knowledge.
Somehow that's what I feel right now, because I have studied and all these things and done so many things, and somehow I feel that they are so much behind. I'm not even interested in any of those.
Yes.
And like I don't know anything.
I know a number of people in India. India is one of those countries where there are so many graduates from university and very, very highly qualified people with no job. Okay? Or simply there isn't the jobs around and they're working supermarket or something. Easy. Yeah. And something remains humble. And or you may study for years to become a doctor or some scientist. And then somehow it just belongs to another time. It was another season. It's not alive anymore. For myself also, for some time, I worked, I identified as an artist. I was painting pictures and loving pictures. And then somehow the feeling was not there anymore to paint. Now and again, I enjoy now. But it's not so consequential. It's not so important. Something has changed. I used to go to the gallery to look at some Rembrandt or some Michelangelo or Leonardo da Vinci or some Raphael or something, or even some Picasso or Van Gogh or all these painters and stuff. And I was thinking, wow, it's amazing. It's an amazing painting. And afterwards, it was just like, yeah, they're okay. It's okay. Like everything was just kind of okay. Now somebody may say, but didn't it become much more wonderful? Say, yeah, okay. You could say that also, it's so wonderful. But there was no real excitement. Now you may say, but I mean, is that a bad thing that you lose your excitement? I say, no. No. A lot of peace is here. A joy which doesn't just come from something. A joy which is just a joy of your own self is here also. I don't know if you want to call it of yourself. I don't know where it comes from. It's just there. It can't go. And the peace. And then one day I came to realize that I'm totally unemployable. Sorry, I shouldn't be saying things like this now. I feel I am. I think, what could I do? I mean, what could I do now? And in a way, you can say lots of things, and nothing. I cannot do anything. But I don't know if I should have said that. Actually. But I think some people will find a relief from that. I am going to be daring enough to say a small thing like that. That I didn't come here for a career. You know, if there could be something like this, if I have a love for something, then and do it is beautiful. Why not? Why not do it? I don't speak against it. But there was a point in the life where everything was held up. You say, well, if I had to go, let it go. Those decisions are not anymore alive for me. Not alive. That I have to do something, I have to show that I'm, been useful on the planet. I have something to show, or, to have your name etched somewhere. I said, well, no, I came here to discover God. I'm quite happy. Did I break my mother's heart? She didn't get the doctor son she wanted. I can live with that. You see, Your life is to be what? I don't speak about people's career. You love to do what you want to do, even if you're doing something you don't love it even. But it brings them. It's okay. It's fine. It's all okay. It's okay if it's okay. Even if it's not okay, it's kind of okay. Does anybody understand what I'm talking about? In some strange way. Yes, it's okay. I don't feel you have to strive so hard to be unhappy just to be remembered for being an accountant or something. I'd rather that, yes, he didn't come here, didn't do anything at all, nothing. But he was happy. He found something. We don't know what, but he was happy. I don't know. I better shut up.
Yeah, I am an artist, and and the only burden I feel in my life is that I feel that it's like a duty to do certain works still,
Yes.
and I feel that I'm free when I have done it. That it's like inside I feel that I just have to do it, and then I try to earn my living in the same time and do the things what I feel
It's
in the heart,
perfectly
and
okay.
and there comes some like striving, and I see it very clearly that when the change of or mind changes comes a wrong attitude, this attitude of striving, and it's less and less. But that's I know that it's like my main wrong attitude, which gives this taste of heaviness in the life instead of joy. And of course it's ridicule because art can be only joy, nothing else but joy to do it.
I see some of the most stunning paintings were done from people who were not in joy.
But I mean the doing itself is
Yeah,
joy.
must be something come out of that. I know quite a few painters also. They were very unhappy, struggling, produced tremendous work, and like this. But, doesn't matter.
But, yeah, and that is not my problem. It's like this inner, like this, how do you say, yearning for being at home.
Yes.
This is what is left like.
How far from home are you at the moment?
No, it's here.
No, but
I feel, to
home.
be honest,
Yeah.
it's like, for me it has been like it's given to me. It just comes.
Yeah.
And everything what I try to do, it's not about that. But it's all these experiences, everything what I have learned, they're just like a blessing, like gift.
Yeah.
And I don't know why it makes me cry. Because while saying it now, I recognize that is what I perhaps should understand, that it's a gift. I now recognize that I did 2 studies in university about Luther. About Martin Luther.
Martin Luther, yeah.
And it's now when I was talking came the idea that for him it was this big change of mind when he realized that it's a gift. So perhaps there is something which can open
What is it that you
something.
don't have to wait for? There's something you don't have to wait for it.
I don't know.
You don't have to.
Love comes to my mind. That's what is there.
Yeah. What kind of love you don't have to wait for?
No, the love of God is there.
Hmm?
Love of God is there.
Yes.
And I don't need anything else.
Yes. It's even earlier than the love of God and the love for God. It does not have to do anything at all. It is there before any creation. It is the very soul of your being. I wonder if you grasp what I'm speaking. When you are nothing, when you are nobody, you automatically know this. When you're nothing, when you're nobody, you automatically, this knowledge is there in you, if you want to call it knowledge. It's not information.
Somehow now comes this presence of love. This.
Yes, yes. I call that presence of love the perfume that arises from this. The perfume comes, but where it is coming from, no one can see. It is totally effortless. It is totally effortless. No one can do anything for it or anything against it. It is untouchable, unreachable, unknowable, unconquerable, unchanging. It is timeless. It is ever perfect. And yet it does not wear any labels at all. Imagination cannot read it. Imagination cannot reach it. It only can put forward certain projections which are not it. The very attempt to imagine it is perceived in it. But this imagining does not reach it. It cannot be known in the traditional way of knowing things. And yet, only because it is, other things can appear to be known or be perceived. What am I speaking of? Where am I speaking from? Who am I speaking to? Every other form of knowledge will leave you. Every object, every shape, every thought, every feeling is a movement only. It cannot be preserved. The very attempt to preserve it, or the preserver of it, is also passing. That alone is purer than imagination. It's not imagination. It's not a projection. It has no future. It is without past. It is our true nature. From where silence comes, from where peace emerge, from where love arises, out of which life itself, existence itself, takes its birth. It's without beginning or end. It's beyond time or change. It is absolutely perfect, beyond even the concept of perfection. It is distanceless. It cannot be found, it cannot be lost. It cannot be broken, it cannot be divided. It cannot be healed, it cannot be harmed. It cannot be hidden. It cannot even be revealed, even, truthfully. When a human being discovers this, they go from death to life, from sorrow to joy, from suffering to everlasting freedom. It is our purpose of our meeting here today, in fact. It never grows tired, it never grows old. It belongs to no religion. It is not a way. No one can possess it. It is the root, the source of our own existence. We are that even now. We are truly that alone. Our life thereafter should be the living evidence of that reality. Because when it manifests in human form, it becomes embodied and pours out light on the world in the way that humanity can comprehend. You are the door to it, and you are it itself, the one who walks through this door. As I said before, time says, whatever you see belongs to me. Time says this. Whatever you perceive, whatever you conceive, whatever you believe belongs to me. Every object, every shape, the play of the elements, all this belongs to me. Except awareness. Because I am born from awareness. Awareness is not the outcome of any evolutionary outcome. Whatever changes or evolves, only our appearance is in it. It remains untouched. This you can confirm for yourself, even today. This is why there is, if you want to call courage, I don't know if courage is the right word, to say now. It takes no time. And yet, in a way, the mind takes time to surrender to it. If you want to say surrender to it, there's more I can say, but maybe it is enough for the moment.
Thank you.
Thank you. We have met before, isn't it? Yeah. In India, yes. And here too, no? You came here before or not?
No, this is the first time.
Okay.
But I tried. My parents are living here, and now
Ah, I see.
I try to come as often as possible.
Very good. Thank you. Okay. Very good. Please come. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm you. And you are me. And my ego is making me shake.
Yeah.
But my awareness is here.
Yes. Yeah. Whatever shaking is taking place is of no significance. And don't give any importance to that. Do you realize when you say, I am you and you are me, what that does? Or perhaps you can say what it undo. And the profundity of understanding and insight that can give rise to such a statement like that. Because you have a female body and this is a male body, and we are from different parts of the world, we're different age, so something is bypassing all of that, all of that, all of that. To say all of that, no, not that. That is okay. That's okay, but not that. Beyond that, beyond that, beyond this, beyond that. I am you. You are me.
I don't care. Trust.
Yeah.
It's now.
Yes. This now never becomes then. This now never becomes then. And this here never becomes there. This now is not part of the time system. So it doesn't pass. What is implied by now and here? Here beyond place, now beyond time. Something in our culture, conditioning, inhibits the being and can make it feel I cannot be without these things. Like it's always me and. But if there was no and, then what really is here? And is secondary. Prior to all that, the earliest and purest. You may call even the sense of presence. Functions as the witness to all the secondary things. They came. But to the ultimate, even the I am came. Because in deep sleep, there was no I am. I am is the purest. And yet, in deep sleep it is not. It is the deity of the waking state. It is the presence that observes. But itself finally is observed. By who? By what? No need to imagine. Yesterday we were speaking and I say, I don't want to speak about truth. I don't want to speak about God. You speak about something when it's not here. When you're not here, I'll speak about you. But when you're here, I can't speak about you. You're here. I can't speak about truth. It is here. Can't speak about God. God is here. This is what here means. We are in that, as that already. But through the mind, something believes, no, I am still got a way to go. I still feel like this. I'm not yet there. And those thoughts are believed. And they create separation inside. They create pain. They create longing. They create agitation. They create, as I said, separation. Suffering. But you are not your thoughts. When we were growing up, they told you, you are your thoughts. As you think, so you become. That is true. Experientially. What you believe into existence. And you must live by the code of your own belief. But later you are discovering, but I can be without thoughts, but thought cannot be without me. Which is the greater? Then you begin to understand the power of the presence that you are. That you're always here. That you can never be lost.
I was always here.
Yes. Thank you.
So good to play.
That's great.
It's really good to play.
Wonderful. Very good. Thank you. Love you. Very good. Okay, thank you, everybody. Very good. Should we have a bit of music? Hmm? Hmm. Hmm. Very nice. It's part of the band as well, too. The dancing cat. It's okay. It's all right. You'll be there. Yeah, yeah.
Papa Satchidananda, Satchidananda, Satchidananda. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya,
Shiva Ganga, why are you crying? Hmm? Huh? What you crying? What you crying? Why are you crying? Hmm? Just crying since morning. It's a marathon. Marathon. He who has realized the innate, unborn, incomprehensible self never becomes stained while enjoying the fruits of his desires. He remains always free of stain, free of karma. The ascetic, concentrated on the self, is never bound. He goes beyond illusion, beyond comparison, beyond form, beyond any support, beyond the body and its nourishment, beyond duality, fear, desire, and powers. It is the Lord, the Self, the Eternal he attains. Know well. She's gone? It's for you I'm reading. Where's she gone now? Know well that all the sense organs are made of emptiness. Know well that all the sense objects are, likewise, emptiness. Know well that I am the stainless one, am neither bound nor free. Am nectarian knowledge, unchanging bliss. I am everywhere like space. I am beyond the intellect and inaccessible to the intellect. It cannot reach me. I am beyond vision and inaccessible to vision. It cannot reach to me. I am nectarian knowledge, unchanging bliss. I am everywhere like space. I have no karma. I am the sacrificial fire in which all karmas are consumed. I have no sorrow. I am the sacrificial fire in which all sorrows are consumed. I have no craving. I am the sacrificial fire in which all cravings are consumed. I am nectarian knowledge, unchanging bliss. I am everywhere like space. I am beyond non-existence and beyond existence. These don't pertain to me. I am beyond both union and separation. These don't pertain to me. I am beyond both unconsciousness and consciousness. These don't pertain to me. I am nectarian knowledge, unchanging bliss. I am everywhere like space. I am never swayed by attraction or repulsion. I never imagine these. I am never swayed by happiness or grief. I never imagine these. I am never swayed by passion or dispassion. I never imagine these. I am nectarian knowledge, unchanging bliss. I am everywhere like space. Neither troubles nor sorrows nor pleasures have any effect on my intellect. Nor can the difficulties attending yoga have any effect on my mind. Whatever may happen to stir up the ego cannot affect me at all. I am nectarian knowledge, unchanging bliss. I am everywhere like space. No mother or father or daughter or son ever belonged to me. Neither birth nor death nor the mind ever belonged to me. I am always unwavering, always steady. I am the absolute reality. I am nectarian knowledge, unchanging bliss. I am everywhere like space. My nature is boundless, beyond such distinctions as pure and impure. My nature is boundless, beyond such distinctions as attached or unattached. My nature is boundless, beyond such distinctions as divided or undivided. I am nectarian knowledge, unchanging bliss. I am everywhere like space. I am always the Supreme, whether I am active or inactive. I am the highest bliss, beyond attachment and non-attachment. I am everlasting bliss, beyond both forms and formlessness. I am nectarian knowledge, unchanging bliss. I am everywhere like space. I am a house that is empty. What may I say of that? I do everything, and yet I do nothing. What may I say of that? I am always in the even state. I am the formless self. I am nectarian knowledge, unchanging bliss. I am everywhere like space. I am beyond being a soul or not a soul. I am forever shining forth. I am beyond being a cause or not a cause. I am forever shining forth. I am beyond both nirvana and bondage. I am forever shining forth. I am nectarian knowledge, unchanging bliss. I am everywhere like space. Though you may be spoken of, you have neither name nor form. Whether you are divided or undivided, there's nothing here but you. O mind, O shameless, wandering mind, why do you weary yourself so? I am nectarian knowledge, unchanging bliss. I am everywhere like space. Why do you weep and moan, my friend? There's no old age or death for you. Why do you weep and moan, my friend? There's no pain of birth for you. Why do you weep and moan, my friend? You cannot be touched at all. I am nectarian knowledge, unchanging bliss. I am everywhere like space. Why do you weep and moan, my friend? You have no form of your own. Why do you weep and moan, my friend? You cannot be deformed. Why do you weep and moan, my friend? You can never become old. I am nectarian knowledge, unchanging bliss. I am everywhere like space. Why do you weep and moan, my friend? You can never lose your youth. Why do you weep and moan, my friend? You can never lose your mind. Why do you weep and moan, my friend? You have no organ of senses. I am nectarian knowledge, unchanging bliss. I am everywhere like space. Why do you weep and moan, my friend? There's nothing here but you.